Speaking of college, there's a list I saw, and Complex put this out. They don't put out the best list because I thought this was football. This is my first time
facing the other way.
No, I can read them off to you. You don't need. You don't need to face anything.
Okay.
Allow the production to do this. But it's the biggest sports stars of the last 20 years, and I don't know if I agree with this list as I'm already taking a look at it. I think they've only got to rank through like the top 15.
Biggest sports stars in the last 20 years?
Yeah. Number 14, they got Manti Te'o.
He was pretty dominant.
He was very dominant. Obviously, the girlfriend
dominant?
thing.
He was dominant.
He was
No,
dominant.
what's the list again?
The biggest college sports stars of the last 20 years.
College sports stars in the last 20 years. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to say their ability, just like how famous they were. Is that what we're talking about?
But
I'm pretty sure production plays a role.
He almost won a Heisman. He was pretty
As
good.
a linebacker, that's
It's impressive.
look, Manti Te'o was dominant. Okay,
good.
there's
He
no
was
ifs, ands, or
good.
buts about
Like
it.
he was a top 10 pick.
He
wasn't
was dominant.
No, he wasn't a top 10 pick,
All
but
right.
he was a first round pick, wasn't he? Was he?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
I think up until the girlfriend thing, that kind of hurt his draft stock a little bit, but
it was embarrassing.
very. Vince Young, I can agree with that. 13 is kind of low for him in my opinion, but I'd like to see who's in front of him.
That
Vince
is.
Young's pretty
John
good.
Wall, I would honestly put Vince Young over John Wall personally.
I would put Anthony Davis over John Wall.
Like I'm just yes, because not only was Anthony Davis the first number 1 pick, wasn't he? Was he number 1 pick that year?
He was a one and done.
I think so.
He was one and done.
But a lot of them was.
I believe he was a number 1 pick. If not, he was for sure a top 3.
A lot of them Kentucky players.
And he went on to win.
So what?
He went on that summer to
How
win
can you
gold
call
with
yourself a
USA,
college star?
didn't he?
You said what?
Didn't he go on to win gold that year too with the
Yeah.
Team USA?
Yeah. He played
I
in
guess
the Olympics
I
that
guess
summer.
that doesn't count as the college. I mean, he was
that's-
technically not in the NBA yet.
That's another thing we got to talk. We'll keep going with this, but
So
Flag
I'm
football.
honestly
Flag.
not. So that's what I'm saying. Complex puts out a very controversial list in my opinion.
well, they want you to talk about it.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, that's kind of
she-
low, to be honest
yeah,
with
number
you.
11. I got to see who's in the top. We don't know who's in the top
That's
10
kind
yet.
of low.
Okay.
But as of right now, she literally is transcending the
She
the
is
sport of women's
moving the
basketball.
sport.
Did you not see how many people were in attendance at that Iowa
She
game?
is single-handedly moving the sport.
I agree with that.
Angel Reese, number 10. I'm honestly putting Caitlin Clark over Angel Reese.
And
Caitlin Clark is a better
Listen.
athlete and a better
Listen.
basketball player. I'm going to
Listen.
put that out there right now
Listen.
on wax.
Can I
Angel
say
Reese
this?
is more of a figure.
The black community gonna come after you.
That's fine. But
I don't.
on paper,
I don't
Caitlin Clark
understand
is
this
better
at
than
all.
Angel Reese.
Listen,
I don't understand.
Maybe they
this
want
at
us to
all.
talk about it. I don't know.
WNBA is waiting for those two women. To
Oh,
come
absolutely.
to get
Most
out of college.
definitely.
But they ain't in no hurry.
But
They ain't they are in no hurry.
WNBA is
They're making a way.
They getting pushed too.
They are getting a lot of push.
They getting pushed too. I like it.
They're getting scrappy. I'd love to see it. Number 9, Lamar Jackson. That might.
Okay.
That's I don't even think I
don't-
wouldn't even say
I'm
Lamar
not-
Jackson was better than Vince Young in college at the time.
No, Vince Young was the hottest
Vince
thing.
Young, man, at that you was yo.
No, I
was young.
I was in high school. What do you mean I was young?
I
I'm
know.
saying I was in college.
I'm not too upset at this. This is a Heisman winner. Okay.
That's true.
I'm not.
I think you got to
I'm
look
not
at where
too
he
upset
played
this.
at though too.
This
though.
is also Louisville versus Texas.
Yeah.
So and
Number 8, Cam Newton.
that's kind of low to me. Okay. All right. We gotta keep rolling though.
That's about. Keep going.
This last
these
20 years.
though. Okay,
He's
so
a
yeah.
He's a 3-time national champion. 3-time national champion. That's pretty low in my opinion.
He's not dude. He was on the Florida Gators.
Okay, he won a
Wait,
JUCO
and
national
a
title.
JUCO national
That don't count?
Come on, bro.
I was
That is
at
like,
I was
come on.
at that JUCO game.
That don't count.
No, tell us true story, Gary.
I was
Where was
at-
you standing at?
I was
on
at.
the opposing.
I said I was at the game.
Listen. No.
I was at.
No.
the-
Tell a true story. Your team lost. Your team got their ass kicked.
No, we
'cause
didn't.
your punter-
No, we didn't get our ass kicked. Okay, we lost on the last play of the game.
Tell them what happened that last play of the game.
Punter should have kicked the ball out of
He
bounds.
was supposed to kick the ball out of bounds.
He kicked the ball about 2 yards inbounds,
to the fastest player on the field.
and he took it to the house, and thus became. And then Cam Newton got an offer from Auburn and won a national title, and then he got drafted and
Gary should
run Rookie of the Year, and then
MVP.
If it wasn't
Yeah.
for that,
In
if
the
it
Super
wasn't,
Bowl?
if it wasn't for that punter, Gary would have been Cam Newton. But all because of that punter.
that punter changed the whole trajectory of my life.
So
And Cam Newton's.
So number eight, we got Cameron Newton. That might be kind of low for him, but Cam Newton, I guess, as far as a college star goes, he wasn't necessarily.
I think that's about right.
He was the most dominant quarterback that year, but he wasn't he wasn't a star. He wasn't a Tim Tebow or a Johnny Manziel.
Nah, he was a star.
Joe Burrow, I'm honestly probably putting Cam Newton over Joe Burrow.
I'm putting Cam Newton.
Same.
I'm
Same.
I'm
like
putting
Joe
Cam-
Burrow had
and LSU Nation.
elite talent.
Same.
Joe
LSU
Burrow
Nation.
had an elite defense,
up.
an elite offensive line, and he literally was throwing the ball to two of the greatest college receivers of the last 10 years.
And I mean, I know.
I can't
know
even name
EH.
who was Cam Newton throwing the ball to. I really don't remember. That's a good question. He wasn't throwing it to Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
That's something you have to type up.
Yeah,
I know. I know. CEH is not who he is right now.
he was the most
but-
dominant SEC back though.
But he
at
was
LSU.
at that time. He was a dog.
Yeah,
He
for
was a
sure.
dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not putting Joey B up
Yeah.
there. That's why again, Complex be on some bullshit.
Yeah. Randy Moss's son too.
Jimmer Fredette.
Hey,
Oh my
Is-
god.
he was a straight
Jimmer?
baller.
Before he was a
He
Steph
was a
Curry
straight
before
baller.
Steph Curry.
He was a baller.
I don't think I'm putting him in my top 10 though of most dominant college stars of the last 20
No.
years.
I wouldn't either.
I have a feeling this list is going to piss me off because I scrolled through it and I saw something, didn't read it, but I have a feeling it's going to piss me off. He dropped 34 points to beat Gonzaga. Tim Tebow, number 5, that's pretty low in my opinion, especially after watching the Untold Gator story.
Oh.
That's pretty low in my opinion.
Tim
To be at number one,
Tebow
wait a second.
was more of a star
than a football player.
than anybody else so far on this list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tim Tebow was like, even like people who don't watch football,
Tim Tebow literally.
people who don't watch football knew who Tim Tebow was.
Tim Tebow had to
when
start
T-
taking online classes before they even existed. I didn't even know online classes.
Here's
were
a
thing back
question
then.
for y'all in the audience because we already know who's about to come up.
Yeah,
here.
because we're filming.
we know
live-
who's we know
live.
we know who's about to.
I have no clue.
We know who's about to come up.
I mean, we know one of the names for sure.
Johnny Manziel's going to come up in this list for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
When you talk about star, we're not talking about athletic ability. We're talking about stardom. At
Yes.
the time that they was in college,
Yes.
I ventured. I think Johnny Manziel was a bigger
I would agree.
star.
But I said so far on this list, he's
Yeah.
more of a
Okay.
star than
Johnny
anybody
Manziel
else.
was a bigger star, but I think people tend to forget because what was it? Probably a 6-year, 7-year gap between Johnny Manziel and Tim
Probably.
Tebow. Probably.
was it that much?
I think
Might not have
Manziel
been
got
that.
drafted in like 2012. I think maybe 2013.
Maybe
Tim
somewhere
Tebow.
around there. Yeah,
Tim Tebow won his last title in like 08. So
I think it was 7, 08. Yeah.
like Tebow was like that football team revolved around Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow also was. If you watch that Untold, man, I'm talking. He's in the locker room with some dogs, like some straight up dogs from like Louisiana. They
Yeah,
cuss every other sentence,
agree.
and literally he don't say a single cuss word.
Percy Harvin
doesn't
bro.
drink.
Percy Harvin was the best athlete in college football.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
And he was throwing the ball to him, and he was hurt in
yeah.
the national championship game. So Tim Tebow.
I didn't know. I didn't know
5.
Percy Harvin. Speaking of, sorry, did you? I didn't. I guess he dealt with major migraines most of his career.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I
Yes.
didn't know that's
Yeah.
where reason. One of the reasons why
Yes.
he kind of had a shorter career too
Uh-huh.
was major migraines.
Oh, Zion. I don't know if I'm putting Zion over Tim Tebow. To
That's
be
my
honest with you.
guy.
I want
That's
to be
my
honest with you.
guy.
Zion was a dog though.
That's my
It's-
guy.
Wait. Zion was a dog, but Zion also benefited from the social media era. Nobody knew who Tim Tebow was till he got to college. Everybody knew who Zion was when he was in the 8th grade.
I take that back.
Like they knew who he was in the 8th
I
grade.
did know Tim Tebow because I
Like-
remember we. First of all, he's my birthday twin. I hate to admit that, but it's true.
Why you hate to admit
I
that?
hate to admit that.
but Tim Tebow was a great guy.
I hate Tim Tebow.
He hates to admit it, but he just brought it up.
But no, I'm saying I knew about him. I remember when my senior year in high school, because when you're a football player, you hear about other stuff, and we heard about this guy that was like tearing it up, like the best high school quarterback in the nation. And later, I mean, I just kind
Again,
of remember, but it was I knew it was Tim
you
Tebow.
heard about Tim Tebow your senior year of high school. Zion was literally on hoop mixtapes as a middle schooler.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, like if you want, we're talking about a college
But,
star. His stardom came before he even made it to college. It's almost like not a fair comparison.
Well, wait. Did you already look at this list?
No, I have not. I
think I
scrolled
know-
through it, but I
I
didn't.
think I know who's gonna be on this list.
I don't know who the
No,
top 3 are gonna
college
be.
star. Okay, nope. Because I was when you said that, made
I
me
mean-
think of somebody else. He's not gonna be on this
If
list.
you're gonna tell me
but-
I think if I'm guessing, the next top 3 are gonna be Reggie Bush, Johnny Manziel. I don't know who the other one will be.
No. What I was gonna say.
that would
I don't-
be
When you
I
talk
don't have
about
two of
no,
the
when you
three.
talk about mixtapes, and being in the limelight. No, I don't think nobody was bigger. And this was really before social media was a big thing. It was LeBron. Everybody knew who the fucking LeBron was.
because he was
before-
going to be the #1 overall draft pick in the NBA. So
LeBron
everybody in the
did-
world would know who LeBron was.
LeBron didn't go to college though.
Yeah, no, he didn't go to college. But that's why I was like, yo, he ain't gonna be out here. He was gonna go to Ohio, right? Ohio State, I mean.
I think
He's
so.
gonna-
That's
Ohio
his
State?
favorite team. I don't know if he was going to go.
Yeah.
He was recruited by them for football, I'm pretty sure, actually.
Yeah, he says that he was gonna go there. I think he said that. I don't know.
Well, that's where Bryce might go. I think Bryce just got an offer from Ohio State.
Oh, maybe.
#3, let's see. We got #3. All right, like this
is
is
it?
what's gonna piss me off right here.
What,
I knew
what?
I
Hey,
knew I saw something
say
that was
it.
gonna piss me off.
The
They have
coach.
Deion Sanders.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Listen,
That doesn't make sense.
That makes zero
what's
sense.
what's the title of this thing?
He's literally been at college for less than a year. He's been coaching
Do you know?
for 4
do you know,
weeks.
do you know what the revenue?
He-
Over $18 million.
Okay, well,
has
here's the
came
thing.
into Boulder, Colorado.
Do you
Here's
know
the
how much
thing.
revenue came in when Tim Tebow was at Florida?
No, I don't.
Do you know how much revenue came in when Johnny Manziel?
No, I don't.
Johnny
No, I
Manziel,
don't, but I know I can tell
Johnny
you right
Manziel
now.
brought in over $500 million in revenue.
Bro, Johnny
Hey,
Manziel
hey,
is part of the reason
listen.
why these motherfuckers getting paid now.
No. You're talking about for the school. That's what you're talking about.
They,
You're talking
didn't,
about.
they didn't have a choice then.
No, you're talking about for the
They didn't
school.
have a choice.
Stop. You're talking about for the school. I'm talking about just businesses.
You don't think
Stop,
businesses didn't
stop.
bring in that much money for Johnny Manziel?
100%. I guarantee they brought in a little bit, but
A little
dude, this dude, I'm talking about just the businesses alone have brought. They haven't sold out games in over a decade. He has sold out every
Okay.
home game
They didn't,
this year.
Texas Tech didn't sell out games.
Yeah, so, dude, this dude has been
Bro, hey.
crazy for Colorado
That's
right
Okay,
But
but
that's such an
Like,
unfair.
come on.
in my opinion, if he wanted to make this list, he should have did that shit in the 80s in Florida State.
Yeah.
now.
But
And Florida
not
State
this.
was good back then. They were the
Okay,
only team to
they
play
was.
with Miami at that time.
They was, boy. He should have been bringing in money as a player.
Yeah, like-
He did bring in money.
No,
He brought
not Johnny Manziel money.
No.
He's bringing in bigger money right now, just off of merchandise.
This
Oh,
is
he,
stupid.
he is
Just
not.
merchant-
If
I'd
this,
be willing to
if this,
guarantee.
hey,
I'm
no,
willing- hey, no.
If this
No,
takes
no.
Reggie Bush off the list, I'm gonna be pissed.
It ain't gonna take Reggie Bush off the list.
No.
But I'm willing to take that bet right now, and we're gonna look up numbers. I guarantee you are gonna be shocked on the revenue money that is brought in to Boulder and just Colorado football, in general.
I get that, but in 1 year, Johnny Manziel grew their revenue was like 130 or 230 million dollars to like 750 million dollars in 1 year.
I guarantee
That's
you.
one player.
I guarantee you, Coach Prime has done more.
Go ahead, let's keep moving.
I guarantee you.
But this is also
I'm willing to bet right now.
this is
I'm willing to take
also-
this bet right
this
now.
is-
Whatever the number is for Johnny Manziel.
So in one
Coach
year,
Prime,
1 year time span.
Coach Prime has done more.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
I'm 100% gonna bet that.
I'll take that bet. I will take that. I will absolutely.
We're gonna
take
take that bet.
We're
We're gonna do
also
another crown
We're
apple.
also comparing. We're also comparing a 19-year-old to a 50, almost 60-something-year-old man,
Hall of
Yes.
Famer.
Hall of Famer.
That's not even
Like-
playing no more.
Like
All he doing is just trying to coach. That's all he trying to do.
#2, Reggie Bush.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right.
Now here's the thing about Reggie Bush.
#1, Johnny Manziel.
I figured Johnny Manziel. Here's the thing about Reggie Bush.
He got
This-
screwed the most.
Reggie Bush was the reason why I started thinking college athletes should get paid. Now I didn't at the time. I was in college and I did a paper about it, and we had to like do a little speech about our paper at the time. I did not think about NIL deals, of course, and all that stuff, but that's a whole nother thing. But at the time I did research because I was like, man, I was a college athlete at the time too, and I found out that it was number 5 jersey that he was wearing. The number 5 jersey, the school. Now I don't know what the overall revenue of it was or the numbers was, but the school made $11 million just off the number 5 jersey.
Yep.
And
There's
he at that time, this was like 2008, 2000, whatever it was. He didn't make a dime from that $11 million.
There's a whole interview that I don't know if I sent it to you guys. DeMarcus Cousins,
Oh, I think I've seen it though.
yeah, said about his time in Kentucky and how like they went over for some tournament and it was like in like Mexico, and it was people walking around with his jersey on,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and like a
What
guy had a stand selling his jersey. I don't know if you can pull up that video, but a guy had a stand selling his jersey and was making money off of it, but he
crazy.
couldn't make money off of it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just these dudes, these guys with the NIL deals, the NIL deals, they never gonna know what it was like.
No.
Now,
Well, also with that, it's like there's always been the argument for this might be the video, but where it's like you're getting an education for free, and it's like, but even if Johnny Manziel paid out of pocket to go to Texas Tech, or Reggie Bush paid out of pocket to go to USC, the amount of revenue they brought in is worth sending 1,000 kids on full ride scholarships. That's the problem, where it's like you're deliberately making revenue off of kids, and they're not able to reap the rewards of that. And like, there's even a congressman right now that's still talking about it, like you're getting a free education. But it's like, motherfucker, like I'm about to go make millions of dollars in 3 years, anyways. But you like kids are wearing my jerseys, literally in the Untold Florida with Tim Tebow. They're before games, they're signing autographs. Imagine having Tim Tebow's autograph.
Yeah.
At that time, or on especially on a specific type of merchandise, like an actual jersey or a game worn jersey, something like that, that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he can't sell that. He can't get paid on that. That's why I loved when I watched the Untold on Johnny Manziel. He was like, "Hey, bro, fuck it, we was getting paid.
Yeah.
Like we were making money."
Yeah.
And the craziest thing about the Johnny Manziel story, because his friend took the fall, but the craziest thing that still is a rumor alive today is that his family came from money.
yeah,
And honestly, up until I watched the documentary, I just always thought Johnny Manziel was a rich kid. And I mean, they were probably upper middle class. You know, they probably lived really well. But like I always assumed like he came from like oil, big time money. That was all a lie.
yeah.
Just to get away with him flying on private jets and being with Drake and all these other guys. But it's like when you're making it, like these guys are the reason behind enrollment. They're the reason why. Like if KU wasn't good at basketball, I guarantee enrollment would drop. If KU got rid of their basketball program, enrollment would drop by 30%, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be
30% might be a big number, but at least 15 to 20%. A lot of people go
I can
to
see
these.
that.
A lot of
Yeah,
people
no,
go to
I
these
can see
schools
that.
for what they offer and what they bring, and sports bring in the most revenue.
Yeah.
But when I went to the KU basketball camp in high school, literally when you walk into their athletic facility, there's this. I'm talking the door is like 20 feet wide,
Oh.
and it says men's basketball locker room, and then the
Wow.
size of that closet right there, nobody can see it, or even where Gary's at. Half of this door was the women's softball entrance. Like, bro, it was like crazy. Like, it was crazy.
It's a big thing too. Like, you ever watch the 30 for 30 when about Miami, about how they how they won a national championship, and then they got some. Then the next year they're building this big, huge math and science building and all this stuff. And it's just like winning those big bowl games and all that stuff, it brings in a lot of money.
Are we able to hear this?
At one point, the Miami football, Miami Hurricanes team was the biggest sports team in South Florida. They were bigger than the Marlins.
Yeah.
They were bigger than the Dolphins. Like they were in the early 2000s. They were the biggest show on turf. I don't even know if they played on turf back then.
The late 80s, bro.
Let's hear what DeMarcus Cousins had to say.
We can use